Hey there, this is indie artist Shambre Price, and I rock with Queen Silvy on the Queen Silvy Show. Bye, y'all.
Today on the Queen Silvy Show, with heartfelt lyrics, bold and mesmerizing vocals, captivating stage presence with energizing spunk. Enjoy a great conversation and the versatility of outstanding music from Americana rock, country, singer, songwriter, guitarist Pam Ross.
Welcome to the Queen Silvy Show. Tune in at 11, good laugh, good vibe, that's for sure. Get smooth with Tim, get smooth with Tim. They have you rolling like you popped the pill. Once you hear the show, you ain't gonna want it to end. Get creative with the sounds you can make with your mouth. Reaching all over the world, Queen Silvy in the house. Award-winning show, got the #1 spot, look out. It's the Queen Silvy Show, 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 it's the Queen Silvy Show.
Hi, this is Joe Mass. You are listening to the Queen Silvy Show. You are now part of the royalty.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live, it's time for the silky smooth sounds of Smooth Tim and Her Majesty herself, Queen Silvy.
Hey, it is Smooth Tim, and thank you all for dropping in with us on another terrific Tuesday on the award-winning Queen Silvy Show. It is now my esteemed pleasure to bring to you the world's sexiest granny, everybody's favorite comedian, the Queen herself, Queen Silvy.
Yes, it is me, Queen Silvy, on this terrific Tuesday. The multiple award winning The Queen Silvy Show. I'm honored that you are here. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are in this great world today. Smoothie, how are you?
I'm doing smooth. I'm doing terrific on this Tuesday, Queen. How are you doing?
As always, I'm supercalifragilistic.
Expialidocious, I suppose, but more importantly, 24/7, you are just simply
Amazing.
Yes, you
Trust and believe me that I am amazing. I'm going to double that. If
Double
you
warrior
know, like
mode
I
today?
know, you know I'm amazing, but you are amazing, Smooth. You are amazing. We have an amazing guest as well as announcements for today, don't we?
Absolutely. As in the intro to the show today, we are going to have a exceptional female singer-songwriter on the show, Pam Ross, and we're going to enjoy an interview with her. And also, as always, going out around the world is our hearts and prayers as everything's going on. You know, there's wars, there's hardship, there's hunger, there's floods, there's heat, there's a little bit of everything going on. As we always say,
Faith over fear. That's
people.
right.
That's right. We will get there.
Yes.
Anyhow, if you would, hey, take a look at the top of the screen. Scrolling, you're going to see ways to get a hold of Queen and myself at www.thequeensilvyshow.com, where you can see all of our shows there. You can click on the flyers, see who the guest was, and or even better yet, you can go to our YouTube page. And when you go to YouTube, simply in the search engine, type in The Queen Silvy Show. And you'll get the results of all three of our shows, plus some other stuff that we work in, movies, cartoons,
Some
voiceovers, all kinds, a
everything.
little bit of everything.
You're done.
Got to make ends meet nowadays.
That's
Queen.
right.
Hey, whatever you can do. And let's see, how about, analytics from last week's show, Queen. The United States, the United Kingdom,
Hey.
Canada, Mexico, Germany, Australia, France, Ireland, Africa, and Poland.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We do thank you. In fact, if you are watching this live, I want you to know Smooth and myself, we love and appreciate you. And if you're watching this later on archive, say, what?
Our love is everlasting.
Our love is everlasting. We love and appreciate you on this terrific Tuesday, the multiple award winning The Queen Silvy Show. Hey, you do have time to be kind. Spread the word for someone else to come on in and get some of the super greatness we have in store for you. So, what I like to do at this moment before we get into my wonderful guests, I like to do is I like to share some motivational words from the Queen Silvy Show to you. Don't let others decide who you are. Be yourself and create your own style. You know, I'm unique because I create my story. I decide my path and I work towards what's right for me. You know, life has no limitations except the ones that you make. So don't limit challenges. Challenge your limit. After all, no one is you, and that is your superpower. Yeah! And those are some motivational words from the Queen Silvy Show to you. Again, before I begin my conversation with my wonderful guests, I'm going to also give some shout outs to my deserving kings and queens all over the world. Like you, Kinsley Patino, Queen Jenna, Follette Clark, and Kenneth Rouse. Hey.
Shout out to you.
The Helen Myers, Peace Myers, Corey and Casey Patino, and Joan Mercer.
Shout out to you.
You like my voice? I do too. To Queen Asia, Aaliyah, Tay, Maya, Camille, and Dejour.
Shout out to you.
To my grandsons, my poo-poos, including my great-grandson, DJ Hey, Omari, Jonathan Jr., and Tyron.
Shout out to you.
Let me clear my throat for just a moment. Whew, that was deep. So, continuing. Shout out to you, Queen Sonia, Kaki, Shanika, Alana, Brianna, and Precious.
Shout out to you.
To Kelly and Ryan and the All-American Boys, Matt and Tracy, and the All-American Girls.
Shout out to you.
To Patricia Wilhelm McGiffin, Pamela Anderson, C. Shorty Franklin, Renita Easley, Gold Rosa, and Donna Ferry.
Shout out to you.
I love it. To my good friends in Africa, Amy Kanima, Webster Rito, Hostile Flow, Hero Boy, and Princess Aria Lua.
Shout out to you.
To my good queens, my good friends in United Kingdom, Beth Lambert, Nicola Jones, Bethany Jones, and Kay Cross.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to DJ Team Brook 100, Robin Taylor, Lorenzo Gabaniza, Christine Lewis Anderson.
Shout out to you.
To James and Audrey, Serious Edition, Nana Linda Hartley, and my good comedian friend from the Netherlands, Edith Verhoek.
Shout out to you.
Queen D. Brown, Sandra and Ben Johnson, Melody Gorb Dobb, Miguel Montibon, Brian Pearson, and my good friend Joe Maz. Hey.
Shout out to you.
That's right. Hey, if you would love to be shouted out, if you have someone you would love to represent, and we would definitely do that 3 days a week, every Tuesday, with the multiple award winning The Queen Silvy Show every Wednesday, with Tim's Tidbits, special co-host Larry E. out of Dallas, Texas, and again on Thursdays with the Now You Know Show with Queen Silvy and Smooth Tim. As we bring the best in live entertainment, talents, topics, and resources from around the world just for you, check out this resource. And when we get back, let's get the ball rolling because I have a fantastic guest with some outstanding music and some great conversation on The Queen Silvy Show.
All right.
Hey, we are back on this terrific Tuesday. You know what I said. You have time to be kind and spread the word for someone else to come on in and get some of this super greatness we have in store for you on this terrific Tuesday. You know, with heartfelt lyrics, bold and mesmerizing vocals, captivating stage presence with energizing spunk, and I mean spunk. She's one to reckon with. Soaring the music charts worldwide, I introduce to you rock, country, Americana, singer, songwriter, guitarist, and so much more, Pam Ross.
Hello.
Hey, Pam.
How you doing?
I'm great. Thanks so much for taking the time being here on this terrific Tuesday with the Queen Silvy Show. I know that you were born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania by way of Houston, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, and now you are in North Carolina?
I'm in North Carolina, yes.
Oh, okay.
Born in Pittsburgh, spent most of my life in Houston. Just spent a little bit of time in Nashville. But right now, I am in North Carolina.
So musically, it all started in Houston, Texas. And
Yes.
how long exactly have you been in the music industry seriously?
That kind of came in two parts, actually. I was in it seriously when I was younger. If you go to my music website, pamrossmusic.com, and you read over my music bio, you'll see when I was much younger, uh, I went to Nashville and actually met with record labels and discussed record deals and stuff like that. And I just didn't feel I didn't feel it was right for me. What was being offered, kind of in a nutshell, nice way to put it. And so I went back home to Houston and uh, went to college. I just
Life,
felt
right?
that, well, I didn't want to stop music, but I felt that, you never know what's going to happen.
Right.
And it's always good to have something to fall back on.
Absolutely.
So I went home and I got a bachelor's and two master's degrees. And
All right.
then we moved to North Carolina, and that's whenever I picked things back up again. So I would say, really, over the past year and a half, I've been back at it seriously, making a career out of it
You've
again.
been one little busy bunny in the last year. I'm telling you. I
I
mean,
have been.
it seemed like every weekend you're not at home. Where she's at? She's standing up on a chair somewhere, throwing that guitar around, doing it. I mean, I have seen you in action.
You've seen it, okay? I'm
That's
busted.
why I say spunk, because I love that command that you demand and give to the audience. But before I go any further, hey, shout out to my good friend, Michael Stover, MTS
Yes,
Management.
Michael.
Michael does
Incredible
some great,
person.
great supporting things for every artist that he have, and
Yes.
anyone he brings our way is phenomenal. So you are phenomenal. But now I know that you have some siblings. Is music in the family?
No, actually, it's not. I'm the only one in the music business or who even plays an instrument, really. I have two sisters and a brother, and nope,
No.
neither one of them do anything.
Well, you're the lucky one bringing it because listen, besides comedy, music is universal. Music, it heals in so many ways. But I read where you once said that you felt trapped growing up. Explain that for me, if you will.
Well, I don't really want to complain a lot about growing up because there's always someone who's had it worse.
Right.
But I grew up in suburbia, which was a nice place. But you know, when I was growing up, um, you know, being gay wasn't anything you admitted to or talked about. It was really something you had to hide. Things have definitely gotten a lot better. So for me, yeah, that made me feel really trapped, not being able to be who and what I was, lying about who and what I was, and that just
That experience, Pam, I think made you even stronger. We're not going to get into the part about the uh, being signed to a label and they want to change you. Boy, we've had Grammys, we've had so many artists that went through that very thing. And when you do it, they want to sign you. Even The Voice, we've had artists on from there, and it's terrible how they try to control you from being your own authentic self. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I'm glad that you did what you did because even the way it was back in the day where artists had to get signed to a label and the label did all the work, now things change. It's independence anyways. We do our
yeah,
work anyways, and you have people like Michael Stover who has your back on doing that. And I
right.
know that music is healing, it's powerful, it's relaxing, it's energetic, and so on and so on. But for you, would you say that even coming back into music and coming from all those experiences, that music is your way of venting, expressing, while also being therapeutic?
Oh yes, definitely. It's always been that way. Yes, um, that's where you get everything out,
Hmm.
and it's yeah, it's that and running are the two things that I get everything out. Without those two things, I'd probably explode.
So, what's the main goal for you right now as far as music?
I just want to continue to get things to grow. Um, I would like to be signed by a large label, who will let me be myself.
Hmm.
Um, that would be great. And right now, all the musicians on my record, I hired them.
Mm-hmm.
and somewhere around North Carolina. The lead guitarist is from Canada,
Mm-hmm.
so they're kind of spread out. So I play out alone whenever I play out. And luckily, where I live, there are a lot of places that I can do that. But I really do want to have a full band.
Yeah, I heard that you're
And
looking for to do that very thing, a full band, so that then you can go out and tour. You can go out and
yes, that's
get
what I
bigger
really like to do.
venues and more
But
money.
it's at least where I'm living now, it's next to impossible to find. Um, you know, just people have, hey, I understand they have jobs, they have, things they got to do, and to find people that can really put the time into learning original material. It's not like, we're going to do cover songs. So, hey, we're going to do Hotel California in A minor. Okay, we all know that,
Right,
y'all get
right.
together and just play a couple shows and you make some money. When you're doing original material, there's a lot more that goes into that.
Oh yeah,
And
we
it's time
know.
consuming. And plus, going out on any kind of touring, you've got to have the time, availability for that. So it's really hard to find people to do that.
What are you looking for? Like, what do you look for even in finding and acquiring your band?
Um, there's a certain level of standard of playing that you're looking for, and that's something you just know when you hear. And particularly like a lead guitarist, I got really lucky when I found Ivan Pettit, he from up in Canada. That was just one of those things that kind of a little trail took me to him, and I was extremely lucky. And you know, finding and even my bass player, FJ Ventre, and it's hard finding people who are versatile because I don't do just one style of music when I write.
Right.
Although I'm basically called Americana, one song's going to lean much more rock, the next one's going to lean more country, the next one's going to be a toss up of everything, and you're like, what the heck is that?
Mm-mm.
So it's got to be someone who can be versatile,
Right.
and that's really the trick right there.
Yeah, I'm digging it. I'm digging your style. I'm digging your attitude, your music, your stage presence, and it's simply because, you know, you're authentic, and that makes your personality shine. That's in my opinion. But now, for someone right now that's checking you out, meeting you for the first time, what's the most important thing that you want people to know about you, your music, and your craft?
If you hear one song and you think you know what my style is, stick around because that's going to change. Because things really do change from one song to the next. So it's always something different coming, and I don't try to make that happen. It just happens.
But that's
I
good.
just write whatever I write, and how it comes out is how it comes out.
Hey, but that's
And
good, right?
so, it's not like listening, going, "Oh yeah, she's roots rock. Oh, she's country." Stick around. It's a little bit of everything, really.
So, you're releasing a single every 5 weeks off of your 2024
2
upcoming
months.
album. What's that?
Every 2 months.
Every 2 months.
It was
What?
5 weeks, and then whenever I signed on with MTS, Michael Stover,
Mhm.
they said we needed every 2 months is better, and more time to get the song out there for people, more time to get it reviewed, and
Right.
so we've with No One Around, which was my third release. That's when we switched over to every 2 months.
Hey, every 2 months is pretty good too to pop out a single. And this is off
Mhm.
of your upcoming album, When Therapy Fails, which is
Yes.
smart. It's cool, And of the songs that's released, you're on charts right now. So I mean, how
Yes,
does that
ma'am.
feel to you to be hitting music charts worldwide? That's telling you
Oh.
something, right? Right? Hey, that's telling you
Oh yes.
you're doing something
Yeah,
right.
definitely. It's awesome feeling it.
You're
It's
doing
wonderful.
something right. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, and maybe the numbers has changed, but top 10 UK iTunes, I believe, Two Shots of
Yes.
Tequila is doing. Girl,
Yes, ma'am.
where's my audience?
Falling Off the Merry-Go-Round was in the top, and then my latest one, Two Shots of Tequila. Yes.
Tell me about this song. What's the inspiration behind Two Shots of Tequila? But first, tell me tequila. I'm sorry. Did I have some tequila this morning? Why, no, not yet. But tell me about the song and the inspiration behind first writing the song and then second revising it.
I wrote it a while back. It's actually a pretty old song for me. And I was going through a horrible, horrible breakup, very painful. And so when I sat down to write the song, um, of course, just trying to get stuff out from what I was feeling. But usually when you hear breakup songs, they're this, oh, my heart's broken, you left me, my life is over, I'm gonna die, there's no reason for me to live, the whole thing. And I was like, no, I don't want to go down that road. I wanted to do something different. Acknowledging the pain, yes, this hurts, this is horrible, but I'm gonna survive, I'm gonna get through. It's just gonna take time.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is, 2 shots of tequila came into my head when I went to the chorus. I didn't drink tequila at the time. I'm like, I don't want to put this in here.
Yeah.
And I kept trying to find something different, but I'm like, you know what? This works. And just because I don't drink tequila doesn't mean that I'm not having a drink now and then to help me get through this.
Right.
And probably like a couple weeks later, I met this friend that introduced me to tequila. But it was me just trying to take a positive spin on it. Like I said, just acknowledging, yes, this hurts and this is very painful, but I am going to get through. This isn't going to kill me. It's just going to take some time, a few shots, but I'm going to survive.
And survivor, you are definitely a warrior indeed. We all went through that. I mean, I've went through 3 marriages already, so I know. I've had a bottle of tequila. Forget the 2 shots. Give me the bottle. But we get over it. We get through it and become stronger from it. And, this is a great song. A lot of people write songs for years and then they bring them back and they're hits. And this is one of those songs for you, I think. It's a great song.
Yeah, I rewrote it whenever I started playing out again and, got back into the music business. I was looking at some of my older songs and I was like, this is a good song. But since then, I had worked with some songwriters in Nashville, and it really kind of helped me up my songwriting.
Oh yeah.
And so I looked at it and I said, this needs changed up a little bit. I felt the melody needed lifting up, so I set about rewriting it, and I rewrote. I don't know. I'd say maybe 20 and 30% of the music, and I rewrote maybe like half of the lyrics. Just to make them a little more dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was done, and I had a friend back home in Houston, I kept sending her my rewrites. I'm like, what do you think of this one? What do you think of this one? And, it was a challenge to rewrite it because I had it in my head. It was an older song. And, but I was really happy with the way it came out. And I put keyboards to it, which I really liked what I did with my keyboards in there. I don't consider myself a keyboard player, but I'm pretty good at coming up with little hooks and melodies to accent.
That's all right. That's all right. It's a great tune. I'm loving it. I hope you fall in love with it as I present to you Pam Ross and 2 shots of tequila. Check it out.
I saw distance in your eyes, love fading like the sun through the blinds. The air grew thin as you let me know. Feelings changed and I was on my own alone. We're cut and dry, I'm part of your path. Winds of change come blowing so fast. Your smile, your kiss, these rooms hold your scent. Love is here, I just don't know where and when. 2 shots of tequila help me see clearly now. Love's always a risk, but I tried anyhow. 2 shots of tequila may not kill my pain, but it keeps the pieces together as I roll with the chain. say I was perfect and assign you the blame. I realize no matter how hard we try, love comes and goes, we don't know why. 2 shots of tequila help me see clearly now. Sometimes you lose, but I'll survive somehow. 2 shots of tequila may not kill my pain, but it keeps the pieces together as I roll with the chain. 2 shots of tequila help me see clearly now. Love's always a risk, but I tried anyhow. 2 shots of tequila just can't kill my pain, but it keeps the pieces together as I roll with the chain. It keeps the pieces together as I roll with the chain.
Mm-mm. 2 shots. Now let me stop because I can't sing. Okay, I sing in the shower. That's it. That's where I sing. But listen, you have a beautiful voice, by the way.
Thank you.
I know you've heard that plenty of times. That's a great song, but really relatable. Whether it's 2 shots of tequila or Crown Royal or blue beer, whatever.
Substitute your favorite drink here.
Right. 2 shots of tequila is the song. But you know what? I know that writing a song is a story. Everybody can't do it. You do it very good. Many people already know that I've been trying to write a song. But my problem is, honestly, I don't know how to turn the song off. It keeps going. I don't know how to end it. I don't know if it's going
We
to
don't
be
know
a
how
part.
to end it.
Right. It's going to be a part 1, 2. I don't know. But what do you like most about songwriting specifically?
I just like the creative part about it, really. Just getting out, just writing, just creating something new, and really one of my favorite things is, after I've written it, recording it in my little home studio, and deciding what direction to take it. What kind of keyboard line to put to it. How do I want to produce this? How do I want the end product? You've got this thing here. Now, how are you going to really shape it into what you want the public to hear?
So what comes first with you, the chicken or the egg?
Usually the music. I like to sit down with my guitar and just start fumbling around, playing different chords and riffs and coming up with something. And then when I find something I like, then the words start coming to me. That's usually how it works. Not always, but most often.
That's all right. So what's the release date or the next song single that you're going to drop?
The next single is Friday, August 18th, and that will be You Don't Know My Name. And that one leans much more in the rock direction.
So am I quoting you, Pam, as saying that you don't collaborate with other musicians?
No, I haven't. It's nothing on purpose. Like, I don't
personal.
Yeah, it's just nothing that I've ever done. I certainly wouldn't be against doing it. But like I said, when I sit down and I write, I'm always alone. And I just start fumbling around with my guitar, or lyrics come to me. And, I think I do have a couple songs that I think need work. There's something missing. And I'd love if I had someone to say, hey, what do you think? What would you want to put down with this? How would you change this?
Right.
But I really don't have anyone like that, and so that could change.
Hey,
When it's meant to be, it will be.
that's right.
That's it.
right.
Yes.
But some bands perform cover songs as a tribute to a particular artist or even as an attempt to, do a different style of it. Now, there's only one person that I know that, well, every time Stevie Ray Vaughan performs in another club, and does his own song, it's like he's doing his song a cover song because he never does it the same way when he does it. And it's all
Stevie.
good to do cover songs, but it's just my opinion that sometimes so many cover songs, I'm like, take that to the karaoke. You know what I mean? Some
Yeah.
artists, when you start out, it's fine to do cover songs. That's what people want anyways. That's how sometimes you can get them going when you bring in a cover song. But originality in your own original, finding your own voice, your own style, I think is important. But what's your opinion? Give me your opinion on
Local venues and how they handle the music they bring in.
on cover songs. What's your
Cover
take
songs
on
versus original music.
Well, coming from someone who's played in Houston, Austin, Nashville, I find where I live now, which is called the Triangle area. It's like the Raleigh area. It's really lacking in original music. It's very hard to find venues where you can go and just play your own music. And there's nothing wrong with cover bands. I want to say that. I mean, everyone loves to go
Right.
hear their favorite songs
right?
being played, and I totally get it.
Mhm.
But everywhere else that I've played, there's been a lot of venues where bands go to do just their original music. You've got your areas for cover bands, you've got your areas for original music, and that's really not something you find around here. So I struggled a lot with that. But what if I go to an open mic, I'll always just do my own stuff. But playing out, what I'll do is, depending on the exact venue, I may do 50% original, 50% cover, 60% original, 40% cover. But I do have to throw some covers
Oh,
in.
by all means, that's the versatility of your craft and good. But as a comedian for myself, I know what it's like to walk in a club and some comedian is up there doing my joke. You know? So
Oh.
what do you think what would it be like for you? How would you feel if you walked into a club and someone is out there trying to sing
Covering
two
your
shots of
music.
tequila?
I'd be like, cool, you singing my song. Woo!
Where's my royalty?
Right? I'll be like, now pay me.
Awesome.
Now, where's my royalty?
Yeah, now pay me.
Yes, I should get paid for that.
Right, yeah. Where's my money? That's how it is. But I mean, you realize that as good as you are and as great as the music that you write and produce, that someone's out here is gonna wanna, if they haven't already, wanna go and put some shine on your reputation because it's your baby, that's your song.
I've had some friends ask me if they could, hey, do you mind if I play out Fire in the Hole or, two shots of tequila? I'm like, yeah, do it, please. Yes, go play it. I think that's just a huge compliment.
Yes, it is.
That really makes me happy.
Yes, it is. I actually get a kick out of it, but I'm not kidding. They're going to have to pay me afterwards. I'll be waiting for them to get off the stage like, okay.
Money.
Because we all know where it came from. I mean, like, we all a squirrel trying to get a nut, as they say, but let's just keep it real, okay? But Pam, being a powerful female, part of the gay community, doing things your way, surely, if not yet, you will one day, because you can be right in the room with a bunch of people and you think they're all on your side, where some of them don't even want to see you step up and succeed. Some of them don't want to see Pam Ross doing her thing like that. But tell me, how do you handle the nayers, the haters, and the criticism?
Well, at least no one around here's criticized me to my face. That doesn't mean they haven't. But you always are going to get criticism, and it's hard. I mean, recently I just pitched a song to a famous artist, and it got turned down, and I was really bummed about that. But these things are going to happen, and not everyone's going to like your music. I mean, there are people out there that are very successful in the music business who are famous, and I don't like their music. Doesn't mean their music's bad.
Right.
It's just not my style.
Right.
You
So
know,
there's always going to be people who just are like, you know what? I don't get it. I don't.
You know, I
and
just
sometimes it takes a while for people to catch on to you. I remember, I'll date myself, aging, growing up, and I listened to Pink Floyd when they first came out, and a lot of my friends were like, "This stuff is just weird, and who are these guys? They're never gonna go anywhere." And I'm like, "Actually, this stuff is too far ahead of you. That's the problem."
right.
David Gilmour is one of my favorite guitarists ever.
Right on, right
I
on.
love David Gilmour.
So, you know, to the naysayers, those that want to talk stuff behind my back and all that, I just look them in the
Go ahead.
face if I know and just
They
tell
don't
you,
know.
get your ass in line with the other haters because they're all fans nevertheless. I don't care.
You know, you can't focus on that.
Right.
There's, you know,
Absolutely.
it's like, you know, sometimes when I just look around at how many people are in the music business and how many people are trying to get to where I want to get to.
Mm-hmm.
And if you really just sit down and look at that, you know, it can get overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same as listening to anyone who's saying something bad about you or negative about you. You just can't let that get to you. You just
Right
kinda
on.
have to, you know, this is where I'm going, this is what I'm doing, and you focus on that. You don't focus on the negative people,
Absolutely.
the bad things.
Absolutely.
You know, setbacks. See if there's something there you can learn from them, and if not, you just move on. And it can be tough to do, but it is what you have to do. You can't, you know, I'm not going to bad talk anyone. I'm not going to say anything back to anyone. I'm not going to say anything negative because I think negativity just brings more negativity. If I see something I don't like or, you know, I just don't respond to it.
Hey, you know what? I learned a lesson early on when it comes to performing. Like, let me ask you, right before a performance, what do you do?
Say a little prayer.
Okay. Do you have a drink?
No, I don't like to drink before I go on.
That's the lesson that I learned, girl, the hard way. Holy macaroni. And it wasn't tequila, but you know, have you ever been sitting down and talking to people and you're drinking, you're having a good time and you're thinking, oh, I'm still good until you stand up. And then it hits you. That's what happened to me one time, and it only takes one time. And I stood up and got on stage, man, and it hit me. And I'm looking at them, looking at me, and I'm looking at them, and all I could say was, "What you looking at?" You know, I don't even know what I was getting up there to do. I'm just like, "What are you looking at?" But I learned my lesson on no, you can't. I can't drink before a performance or anything. And so, you know, of all the times that you've been a performer going on stage and off stage, what's the biggest lesson musically that you've learned from?
Oh, I think there's been a lot. You know, when I was much younger, I would drink before I went on stage, but I don't recall ever really getting, you know, like inebriated.
Starting an argument with somebody. Where are you looking at?
Yeah, yeah, definitely haven't done that. You know, but I've seen other people who have,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, it's just, yeah.
You know, one day, Smooth and myself is going to be in the audience at one of your shows because, you know, just from seeing photos of you, it has me really wanting to get the realness and get in the audience and just join in with you. I think that it's exceptional when you do what you do and you love what you're doing and it's a passion. Believe me, it shows when a person gets up on stage or stands in the corner of a bar or wherever. We've done performances. They've done comedy shows in grocery stores right between the beer and the bread.
She's from Texas. She knows.
They really have. You know, you're going to perform wherever you can get in, where you can fit in, and spread that because that's what you do. That's part of what they call the grind.
You know, it's kind
what I
of
mean?
interesting is she brought that up when she said she's in North Carolina, excuse me, when you was talking about being in North Carolina and how the venues, you don't have as many venues that cater to original music. And it's interesting, when we was down in Dallas, we was down there, 8-9 years. I mean, my God, the versatility, just like in Houston. And even in the comedy where Queen was going, I mean, they had comedy shows at a 7-Eleven next to the
Everywhere.
I mean, you have so many more outlets, and and we're finding that here in Toledo also.
Yeah, we're currently up in
It's kind
Ohio.
of stifled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But every stage, every venue, every audience, we all know they're not the same. How
Oh,
do you
no.
how do you adjust and maintain control and attention?
Well, I always have a set list set out for, how long I'm going to be playing. Like later on today, I'm doing a 3-hour show, but I know where I'm going. I play there all the time. But, even then, though I'll know a lot of the same people, there's going to be someone new in there. And I adjust my set list, and I just kind of see what's going on. And, maybe the song I'm going to do next is more of a slower song. But, the people are kind of up moving and dancing. I'm not going to go to that slower song. Or maybe, last Wednesday I played a show and someone requested a cover. And so, I'm not going to say, no, that's not next on my set list. I'm sorry. Actually, it was something I played earlier. Play it again. So what?
Really?
I just kind of read the audience, see where things are going. Sometimes I'll, they're liking my music. And because I very rarely will say, this is one I wrote. Sometimes I do.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times I just play my music
Mm-hmm.
and they don't even realize it. And so I just wing it. I've got a set list. My cat is saying hello.
Hey, kitty.
Hey.
I have a question. Are you the kind of performer that...
Beautiful
are you-
cat.
Are you the kind of performer that has a lot of audience interaction, or are you strictly type of business?
No, I mean, I like to interact with the audience. I prefer to.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's where you're playing and what's going on. Sometimes people are, they're having their conversations and they're, I played all different types of places. And a lot of breweries, actually.
Mm-hmm.
A ton of breweries around here. And they all have live music.
Hey, there's a hot places to perform at too. What do you mean? Go get a beer and come on over here and sit down and
Yes,
jam with
yes.
me. You know what I'm saying?
So,
do you do your
if the
merchandise at all these venues as well?
I do have shirts. And I was actually going to wear one of my shirts, and I didn't. But yeah, I do have merchandise, and I just kind of roll with it. I just see how they're feeling. If they're looking like, they just want to listen to background music and that's what they're after, I'm not going to make people angry. But if I can interact with them and talk to them, and I'll you can tell what kind of audience they are. Last Wednesday was a very lively audience, and the audience I'm going to today, I know will be
So hold on, you're gonna do 3 hours today performing?
yes.
How the heck do you do 3 hours
I do
performing?
it all the time.
I
I'll do
used
an
to
hour
say
set,
that every time
then
I
I'll take a break, then I'll do 15-minute break, and then from there I'll do 15-minute sets.
Listen, one professional artist, well, there's two that amaze me when I see them on stage. I mean, not only because they've been in the music industry, over 5 decades, and because they're senior citizens, but I mean, like, how the heck is the Rolling Stones and Aerosmith, those guys get on stage and
How does Steven
how
and Mick
are they
keep
still
going?
doing
What
it?
is Steven and Mick's recipe for how do I keep going?
I saw the Stones in 2019 in the
Did you
Astrodome.
really?
Oh man, I don't get like totally over the top enamored, famous people, but when they hit the stage, I was just like,
Oh yeah, come on.
there's Mick and Keith. Holy,
Right.
like they've been playing music longer than I've been alive.
Right.
They're one of my earliest musical influences. Like, wow, that's really them in front of me. I'm like,
Absolutely.
"Ah!" It was crazy. And Mick, he had just recovered from open heart surgery. And
Really?
that guy was all over the stage. I mean, he was just phenomenal. It was great.
That's right. All he had to do is get up there and pop them little fingers, and you're like, good. But this last concert I saw him at, I kept saying, how is he doing that? And then I got to thinking, maybe he has on a depend diaper, so if he got to go, he just perform and just go on and pee, keep going, because they're making a lot of money doing what it is that they're doing. But would you, in your 70s and 80s, still be up there doing 3-hour shows, 4-hour shows? Do you, the big picture, continuously go with music?
Well, I can't imagine being 80 at the moment right now, period. But, I think the Stones are really kind of something separate, like them and Springsteen. Um, hey, if I'm gonna sell out, a huge stadium, if that many people want to really still see me,
Right?
if I think as long as you can put on a good show and your voice holds up and you can still deliver what needs to be delivered, and the Stones did it. They really did. It wasn't like I'm watching this bunch of old men up there. What do we pay all this money for? No, I mean they really put on a great show.
Isn't that
yes,
two-pronged? Isn't that really truly true? It's a two-way street. You are doing it because you love playing music. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing it until you're freaking 80 years old. Come on.
Right.
And the other part of you have an obligation to these people.
Your fans.
I mean, that's how you are, where you got to be, where you are at. So you owe them too.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, it is what it is. I did this little, it's maybe just 30 seconds, but I tell you, your pictures, your photos, they sell. They have me sold. And I just want to show my audience that even if she have a boot shoe on, she's going to get in a chair and she's going to jam. She's going to get on a pool table. She's going to perform and give you what you want. So check this out and let's get back into it.
The look in your eyes and holding you tight down the road, driving into the night. You find a spot hidden by the pines. Just one kiss.
Yeah, baby. That was, I'm telling you, I love it. I mean, take the pool table home with you, they say afterwards, but it is very good. You look like you have a good time. Was those all your guitars, by the way?
Yes.
What's the favorite one?
Favorite one is my brand new one. It's a Taylor.
Do you name your guitars?
I do not.
Smooth named his guitars. We got guitars all over the wall over here, and believe me, they all have their own personality, right? They all do.
They do all have their own personality. Yes.
And so he names
that. I will definitely say, but no, I don't name them. It's that's the Ovation, the second Ovation.
Blame it on BB King.
My Taylor.
Okay?
That's my Fender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's BB King's fault.
I like the Taylors too, though. I like that. Taylor would be my favorite too. Those are sweet.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's cool.
I think you can see it. You can kind of see it sticking up in the back.
Yeah, that's all right. I love it. But overall, Pam, what's the last thing that you discovered about your artistic self?
The last thing I discovered. I don't know. My goodness, that's a tough question. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Made my day because you couldn't answer that question. I'm like, yeah, baby, that was what I wanted. No, I'm just kidding. But what other things are you passionate about aside from music?
Aside from music, I'm big into running. I'm a big runner. I like working out, and between those two things, that takes up all my time. My animals.
Mm-hmm. I saw your cat. You just have the one?
I have 2 cats and a dog.
What type of dog do you have?
She's mixed. Like a shepherd terrier.
Oh, some big feet then.
She's a sweet girl.
Well, that's
all my animals are rescues. All of them.
Oh, bless your heart. That's what's up. We have a spoiled boxer girl here.
Oh.
But you know what? I love my fur babies, and I'm sure that you love yours.
Oh, yes.
And that is so cool. But before we go out, we're going to go out with no one around. Tell everybody how you can be followed on social media and where they can go for your latest, all of your music as well as your merchandise.
You can go to pamrossmusic.com. And that's my music website. You can also find me on Facebook, Pam Ross Music, Instagram, Pam Ross Music. Go to Spotify or anywhere you can stream or buy music and put in Pam Ross, and boom, I'll pop up.
That's what's up.
I kept it simple. It's the same name for everything.
That's
Pam
how it
Ross
should
Music
be.
for
You know what I
everything.
mean? I've had some rappers come on, and rappers going to change their name every other week. And then their website is different, or the other one is different, and it's so much, and you confuse a person trying to find you when you have all
Yeah,
these
we've
different.
got enough problems trying to, remember all the passwords we have to have.
Yeah.
And, all this kind of crazy stuff now with all this, everything being, online. Keep it simple.
Right.
That would be my advice to someone out there. You want my advice, music business? Keep it simple.
Strictly
You
for
you
branding
can find me
purposes.
with the same name anywhere.
Right on.
Yeah, for branding, it makes it so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. Because that's the first thing someone's going to do is put your name in.
Right. Right.
I'm looking for, Queen Silvy. I'm going to type in your name.
And
I'm not going to
baby,
think
I am
Queen Silvy
Googleable.
rocks the world and is the #1 comic. I'm not.
And believe me, I'm Googleable, so go right ahead, type it in, boo. You gonna find me. I'm not hard to be found, but things have changed since back in the day. Now it's this freaking social media, which is cool because like I've seen concerts of artists that I've never been able to go see their concert down there on social media. Now they're on the World Wide Web. Do you feel intimidated, or are you working and handling the social media and your brand and your promotions and things?
Yeah, I don't feel intimidated. To me, the social media is like a necessary evil. I don't want to live my life online. But as a matter of fact, until I got back in the music business, wasn't on Facebook. I'm like, freaking call me. You want to know how I'm doing,
Right.
But when you're in this kind of business, you have to. And like I said, I'm not intimidated by it, and it has really helped me. But what I don't like is how much time I have to spend on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not big enough now where I can have a secretary do that for me.
Right.
I've had people offer, you need a secretary. Can I be a secretary? I'm like, yeah, if you can work for free. 'Cause
Yeah.
I can't afford
Right.
you.
Go. You can get.
I
You know
will be
what?
online so much.
You can go.
I'm like, okay, I've got to play. I've got to practice. I really wanted to, start writing a new song. And it's like an hour and a half later, and I'm still on social media promoting a new show coming up, putting up photos from my last show, talking about, some interviews I'm going to be doing, and, looking what other people are up to, because you want to stay current with what, other people are up to and see how they're doing, and, congratulate them when they do things. So it really takes a lot of time.
And you know what? The benefit that I have, you're too young to have grandchildren, but I have grandchildren that even drives, and I'm like, I put their butts to work. They can help me with the promoting, because after all, that's their thing these days is the internet and stuff. So, they help me out with it. But another way to do it is get an intern, somebody that's in the music field or in the social media fields. You can go and grab someone that's going to school for it. They'll do it free.
Needs to do a paper.
We've done that before, and when you need help,
that's
such
a good
and such,
idea.
We used to do that at the radio when we were down
time.
when we was in Dallas at the radio station down there. That's how we handled some of that.
Oh yeah, I'll go find someone to do it free.
Get
I
an
mean, I'll
intern to
take
do
you to
it.
lunch or do what I can do, but hey, we're helping each other. Iron sharpens iron. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
That's a good idea, really, because that's the one thing. I mean, I know it has to be done, and but it's like sometimes it's like, oh my God, I haven't even played a single note yet today, and I've been in my music room for 2 hours. What?
I know what you're talking about. We have 3 shows every week, 3 different shows, and believe me, I go to bed late because it's important to promote, and to push out and to do. And like I said, I get to a point where I'll just call over my granddaughters and put them to work because they love grannies. They call me Granny. They love my breakfast sandwiches. So when they call for a breakfast sandwich, we can.
But you know what? And when you know you're doing it right is when you walk into places and people, I
Right.
know you.
Yeah.
You experienced that before? Like, you know what? Wasn't you just that? Oh, it's gonna.
That's when you know you're doing it right.
Well, you're
Yes,
doing it
it's-
right anyway in every way, and I want you to keep doing what it is that you're doing. We are now fans of Pam Ross, Pam Ross
Well,
Music,
thank you so much for having me
and
on.
I appreciate you taking the time, honestly, being here. But before we get into No One Around, say again where you're going to be this evening, because you're going to do 3 hours. Tell me when and how everybody can check that out too.
Oakland Springs Brewery in Fuquay Varina is where I'm going to be.
That's what's up. Who does your booking anyways? Because it seems like you really get around in the clubs, and that's great. But do you really? Way to go. What? Where's my audience?
Yes, I do it all. And that's why I'm up till like 11:30 at night and getting up at 8 in the morning.
That's good. That's good. How many shows does Leo Hall? Have you ever heard of Leo Hall? Hull?
He's in Dallas.
He's in Dallas, Texas. He's blues. What else do you call his music?
Texas blues.
I almost hate putting a genre on an artist
he's
because
in the same category as Rocky Athos or Jimmy Wallace.
But he is a hard-working guy. I've never seen anyone do as many shows as he does.
He does about 150 shows a year.
And that's cutting back because it used to be more than that before the pandemic took
Before his
over.
wife got on his case, yeah.
You know,
I'm
she
also,
got.
by the way, just for everyone out there, I'm also doing a live streaming event with my friend Mark Winters. Tuesday. If you go on Instagram, you look me up on Instagram, I have the link up there.
Well, that is funny because did you have some tequila today? Today is Tuesday.
Tequila Tuesday.
So it's today, Tuesday, and it's online, and
Yes.
it's on what now online?
If you go on Instagram,
Oh, on Instagram.
yeah,
Okay.
I posted it on there. Also, it's posted on my my Facebook page, Pam
Okay.
Ross Music.
Okay. Tell me about No One Around.
No One Around. That was my second video, and I knew exactly what I wanted to do with that one. And I wrote that song. That was also kind of a song I wrote a while back, actually a long time ago. That was really one of the first ones I wrote, and I wrote that after walking around the bayous back home in Houston, actually Seabrook, Texas, where I'm from. Walking around there with my girlfriend one evening, and I went home and wrote that song. And it's a song that's about being in a forbidden love affair as a teenager, and you know it really can translate to anyone who was just with anyone that wasn't accepted. And that could be in my case being two girls, but it could be interracial.
Right. Like smoothing myself because let me tell you, 15 years, this is what was it 16 now? Who counting? 16,
Who's counting, my love? It's been, seems like yesterday.
But you know what? I'm honored, though, because we have not, out of all of our travels, when we retired, we sold the house, bought an RV, and we traveled doing comedy. And then we ended up in Texas and doing our thing and never have ran into the hate that people can display and be, especially interracial and everything like that. But, it's a blessing.
When you're younger, it's hard, because your parents trying to control that. And,
yeah.
Kids, sometimes can be pretty mean. And where I, was growing up, what was anything you talked about, you really had to keep that under
right.
I think we only had, and I grew up in a small community of about 30,000 maybe, and I think we maybe had a handful of openly gay individuals, most everybody, and then it was always, shh, don't tell,
Yeah, society can be such a knucklehead. Don't judge me or hate on me. I'm going to do what I do and love who I love and live my life.
Things have come a long way, too.
Yes.
And they really have. And they're getting so much better. But,
yes.
There's always going to be work to be done. But particularly when I was, writing this song and in the context where I was writing it, it was, like I said, it really could be translated to, a lot of different relationships.
Right.
But for the video, we talked about showing that, but then we thought it might get confusing having too many couples running around. So we decided to just narrow it down to,
Well, it's a great song, and for you to say, oh, I wrote this song a long time ago, I'm going to just say, you must be sitting on a lot of hit songs, girl. Bring it. Bring it. It's a great song. I'm honored. I'm thankful that you were here. We're going to present this, but for 2 shots of tequila, is you going to make a music video for that?
No, I'm not. I don't know if I'll make another music video for this record. I might. I don't know because I'm really trying to save up for the next record. And music videos, you know, they cost, and you don't get anything back from them. You know,
It's not a whole lot of return on your investment, is there?
no, I think they're good to do. You should do them.
Right. Right.
And I'm sure I will do another music video. I love doing them. But, you know, financially, you got to think about where am I? What am I wanting to do next? And I'm thinking about, believe it or not, I'm thinking about the next record already.
Right. The next step
And,
and the next step. Yep. Good for you. I'm very proud of you, Miss Pam Ross. I love what you're doing. Like I say, you will see me in Smooth. You won't miss us. We stand out where we go. You're going to find, oh, there they are.
Awesome.
Yes, this is we. But I thank you so much. Keep me informed on anything you're doing. I will gladly post it out and share it as well. We're going to present No One Around by the one and only Pam Ross.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I still hear the backwoods calling. I still see your face through the trees. I remember I loved you.
that?
Timothy, where did you
Tim?
go? There I am.
He's doing that magic that he does so well.
I had to step out of the room for a second.
Nevertheless, hey, you know what? I want to say thank you to you guys because I appreciate you taking the time, being here, listening, watching in, getting that great music that we provide, great conversation. The one and only Pam Ross is the one to follow. She's
Very talented lady.
very much. Pam Ross Music is very simple. PamRossMusic.com. Find her on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. I want to say she's Googleable.
Probably.
Right on, because she's doing a lot of things and everywhere. She has that spunk, determination, style, voice, all around package, doing some great things. And we are honored that she was here on this show. And tune in next week for some more super greatness with the Queen Silvy Show. But Smooth, tell everyone how we can be followed.
Hey, we can simply be followed by looking at the top of the screen and going to www.thequeensilvyshow.com or go to our YouTube page and check us out there. And in YouTube, just simply type in The Queen Silvy Show in the search engine.
That's right. Hey, you know tomorrow is Wednesday? That's Tim's Tidbits with special co-host Larry E. out of Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas area. Great show. Smooth's not going to tell you what it's about. He's going to say what? He's going to say,
Tune in. You'll find out.
And you'll find out. We'll get some of this super great and spread the word for you as well. That is in the evening, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. And then there's Thursday with the Now You Know Show with Queen Silvy and Smooth Tim, presenting some inspirational, encouraging, funny, motivational music, religion. We got it all. Impactful greatness for you from some great kings and queens, bringing it from the
7
heart.
separate segments right now, and if you'd like a segment, you can.
You sure can. We'll tell you about that more. But yeah, if you're interested in starting your own segment aboard the platform of the Now You Know Show, simply message us on any of the platforms, like Smooth said, on how you can contact us and get in contact. It will be very, very nice and beneficial.
Help get your voice out there.
Absolutely. So with that said, you know it's Tuesday. I only had my cup of tea. It is now time for me to feed my face and grub. So,
Me hungry.
me hungry. With that said, hey.
Adios, amigos. Till next week. Same queen time, same queen station.